What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 18 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We only got one pick wrong and got 18 right, which is about a 95% win rate. Yes guys, you heard that right, 95% win rate. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 95% win rate and get 18 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure you join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $6,500 just yesterday, and another member who won $213 for the 4th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So first pick we're going to be talking about is Dyson Daniels, and this one is for 11.5 points and this one is for more. Now when we look at Dyson Daniels, and actually after the last 5 games, we've seen he has gone on the over in 5 out of the last 5 games, which is fantastic to see. Now when it comes to Dyson Daniels, he has been playing great, but the Dyson Daniels and Atlanta Hawks do face off against the Sacramento Kings, and when we look at Sacramento Kings, we do actually see when it comes to points allowed, we see that they do rank 14th, so a little bit mid-tier there. And for someone like Dyson Daniels, who has definitely been on a hot streak as of lately, that's a big reason why we do very much like the over here. When we look at Sacramento Kings as well, we also do see that they do a poor job at restricting points to the guard position, and the fact that Dyson Daniels has had a bit of a hot hand as of lately, we think that will continue on into this next game, no doubt about it. Now when it comes to Daniels as well, his average over the last 5 is 19.8, so significantly above this line as well. So this one's just kind of a no-brainer to us. When we look at the Atlanta Hawks and Sacramento Kings game, we are also expecting a good amount of pace from these teams, which should lead to a lot more volume for Dyson Daniels in the points department. So all signs really do point towards the over for this one, and that is a big reason why we are sticking to the over here. So Dyson Daniels 11.5 points for more, I think is an absolute steal. Now getting into the next pick, we're going to be talking about Giannis Antetokounmpo. So Giannis, great player, and this one is for 46.5 points, rebs, and assists, and this one is for more. Now when we look at Giannis Antetokounmpo, we've actually seen him go in the over in 3 out of the last 5 games, which is fantastic to see. And they do face off against none other than the Houston Rockets. Now we look at the Houston Rockets, we do see that they rank 3rd in points allowed, 1st in assists allowed, and when it comes to rebounds allowed, we also do see that the Houston Rockets do rank 18th. So a little bit lower in that rebounding category, but when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo, we do very much like the over for the situation here, due to the fact that Giannis also, is a forward, and Houston Rockets do a very poor job at restricting points, rebs, and assists to the forward position. So we see Giannis being able to take advantage of this as well. We have seen him do very well over the last couple of games, has been able to go over on this line, and we definitely see that continuing on into this next game, no doubt about it. Now his average over the last 5 is also 52.4, which is great to see, so that's really good there. So all signs really do point towards the over for us in this situation here as well. But when we also look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the over as well, which is what we like to see. So for this one, Giannis Antetokounmpo, 46.5 points, rebs, and assists for more, I think is an absolute steal. Now getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about a rookie, and that is none other than Alexander Sarr. So Alexander Sarr, great player, and this one is for 60.5 points, rebs, and assists, and this one is for more. Now we look at Alexander Sarr, we've actually seen him, do go on the over, on 2 out of the last 5 occasions, and they do face off against none other than the New York Knicks. Now we look at the New York Knicks, we do see that the Knicks do rank 11th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, when it comes to assists allowed, we see that the Knicks rank 12th, and then rebounds allowed, they do rank 1st. So for that reason, we do very much like the over for this situation here, due to the fact that when we actually look deeper into it, we see that the New York Knicks do a very poor job at restricting points, rebs, and assists to the forward position. Now, Alexander Sarr, or Alex Sarr, doesn't have the highest usage rate in all three departments, but his line is still very low, and we definitely see this being a little bit too low for our liking, that now there's a lot more value to go on the over. When we look at the Knicks as well, they are expected to miss a couple of players. Now, it is still a game time decision, so we don't really know whether there will be more injuries, less injuries, and if they'll play, but there are still a couple of players that are expected not to play. But even if they do play, we still see someone of Alex Sarr's caliber being able to go on the over in this situation here. So I definitely would keep an eye out for that, but just a couple of names is Miles McBride is expected not to play, also Precious Achiuwa, and also Mitchell Robinson. So those are some of the big reports that, you know, do seem or are expected not to play. Now, it may not have a massive effect, but it is still definitely a little bit of help in that department. And like I said, New York Knicks don't really do a great job against forwards, so we think Alex Sarr is going to be able to take advantage of this, especially due to the fact that his average over the last 5 is also 17. Now, when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the over as well, so that works in our favor. So with all that being said, I definitely would keep an eye out for Alex Sarr and his capability to go on the over on this one. So Alex Sarr, 60.5 points, rebs, and assists for more, I think is an absolute great pick as well. All right, so as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Cade Cunningham. So as you all know, Cade Cunningham, great player for the Detroit Pistons, and he's been averaging 23.2 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 8.6 assists. So he's done a fantastic job for none other than the Detroit Pistons, and the Detroit Pistons do actually face off against none other than the Chicago Bulls. So it is going to be a very exciting game, and when we look at Chicago Bulls, we do see that the Bulls do rank 27th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, they rank 29th when it comes to assists allowed, and then on top of that, when it actually comes to rebounds allowed, we do see that the Bulls rank 26th. So, you know, the Bulls do rank very low in all three categories, and for that reason, we do very much like the over for someone like Cade Cunningham. Now, Cade Cunningham does have a great usage rate in all three departments, whether it's points, rebs, and assists. He actually ranks 4th when it comes to assists, which I think is good to see, but when it comes to him being able to go on the over, we definitely see all of his lines, whether it's points, rebs, and assists, him having the capability to go on the over. On top of this, we are expecting a pretty decent amount of pace from this game, so we should see a good amount of volume from Cade Cunningham, no matter whether it's points, rebs, or assists. And on top of that, the Bulls also do a very poor job at restricting, you know, points, rebs, and assists as well to the point guard position. Now, Cade Cunningham has had himself such a great season. He's been putting on such a great performance. Even if we look at some of his recent games against Washington, he had 21, 10, and 10. Another game where he had 35 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds. So he's able to really put on a show, get a good amount of usage rate out there, and especially against a team like the Bulls, who are a little bit more easier. No disrespect to Bulls fans out there. We definitely see him going on the over here. So keep an eye out for his line. Like I always mentioned, if the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now, getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about Franz Wagner, who's done a great job for Orlando Magic and has been averaging 22.2 points, 5.6 rebounds, and 4.8 assists. So he's done a great job there. And when it comes to Orlando Magic, the Orlando Magic do have themselves a really good matchup against none other than the Phoenix Suns. So when we look at the Phoenix Suns, as we all know, the Phoenix Suns are a definite strong team, but the Phoenix Suns do actually rank 18th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, when we look at actually assists allowed, we see that they rank 20th. And then on top of that, when we look at rebounds allowed, they do rank 24th. So they don't really rank too high, although they do have themselves a decent record of 9-5. Orlando Magic are 8-6. We still do very much like the over for this situation for someone like Franz Wagner. Now, the Suns are, you know, not only just a decent team when it comes to, looking at their record and all. But on top of that, they tend to play a pretty fast-paced type basketball. Nothing too majorly fast, but definitely enough to see someone like Franz Wagner get a good amount of volume out there. Orlando aren't the fastest team, but we actually see Suns do a really good job at speeding up slow teams rather than vice versa. So for that reason, we do very much like the over for someone like Franz Wagner. Suns don't really do a great job at actually restricting points, ribs, and assists, so that definitely plays to this. But on top of that as well, what we also do see is that when it comes to Wagner's usage rate out there, it's very, very good. We tend to see him, maybe he may not be the superstar player, but he gets a good amount of shots up, always has the right amount of volume when it comes to being able to score at will, rebound, and also play make. So for that reason, we are sticking to the over, especially for an easier matchup when it comes defensively against the Suns, and we are sticking to the over for this situation here. So keep it out for Franz Wagner's line. We see a lot of value there to go on the over, especially, points, ribs, and assists. I think all should have a possibility for someone like Wagner there. So getting to the next player, we're going to be talking about De'Aaron Fox. So De'Aaron Fox, great player for the Sacramento Kings. Now, Sacramento Kings have had themselves a pretty decent season, having a record of 8-6, and De'Aaron Fox himself has been averaging 28.9 points, 5 rebounds, and also 5.6 assists, while also shooting 51% from the field. So De'Aaron Fox has been putting on an absolute show, and when it comes to the Sacramento Kings, they do have themselves a matchup against the Atlanta Hawks. Now, Atlanta Hawks haven't had the greatest start to the season. They do have a losing record of 6-8, but when we look at the Atlanta Hawks even further, well, we also do see that they rank 29th when it comes to points allowed. On top of that, when it comes to assists allowed, they do rank 20th, and then rebounds allowed, the Atlanta Hawks do rank pretty low as they rank 19th. So when it comes to De'Aaron Fox, we do very much like, the over for this situation here, due to the fact that Atlanta Hawks do a very poor job at actually restricting points, ribs, and assists. On top of that, the reason why we do very much like the over here is due to the fact that when it comes to De'Aaron Fox, what we actually do see as well is that De'Aaron Fox is not only a great player, but we are also expecting Domantas Sabonis to be out for this game. Now, Sabonis is still, kind of doubtful, so he may still end up playing. More likely not to, but I think if Sabonis does play, it doesn't actually take away from De'Aaron Fox that much, due to the fact that when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks, they do a very poor job at restricting points, ribs, and assists to the point guard position. But we definitely are sticking, to the over for this situation here. And if Sabonis is out for this game, it even gives us a better shot at it. So because of that, we do very much like the over for someone like De'Aaron Fox, especially with the way he has been playing so far. He's just coming off 2 games where he had 49 points, another game where he had 60 points, and another game where he had 29 points. So he's been absolutely balling out, and we think the hot streak will continue on into this game, no doubt about it. So definitely keep an eye out for De'Aaron Fox. Like I always mention with these picks, keep an eye out for the line. If the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. So guys, if you do want to win more bets and win more money, don't forget to join our exclusive Discord group by signing up to our Patreon. It should be linked down below in the description, or you can also find it in the pinned comment down below. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord. You can start winning more bets and win more money today. So guys, I'll see you over there, and I'll see you soon. Peace.